Boom. We're live with the man of the day, the man of the hour, the man of the week, Blake Nubar. He already said this is his favorite interview and we haven't even started yet. That's how far this is going to be. You are listening to Podcast Success Secrets. This podcast is for people who want to become the best at what they do and build a community around that. This show should be your podcast blueprint to build an audience of people that know, like, and trust you. My name is Daxy, and welcome to Podcast Success Secrets. Guys, this is it's pretty interesting what you have going on right now, man. So if you guys don't know, also if you're in the replay, give me #replay, show some love. But Blake just launched his Facebook group, Freedom Fighters: How to Make Your First $1 Million, launching a sales funnel online. And if you guys don't know who Blake is, he's been crushing it in the online space. And how long has it been, dude? Like in general?
I started about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. So over 10 million in sales, like in 2.5 years, he's crushing it. He's going to be doing a lot more in his lifetime. So I'm excited to have him sit with him here. And I've really prepared some really good questions to understand some things I feel like most people don't ask you. That's important to know, especially for people who are joining your group and they're not even making like $1,000 from a sales funnel, and they want to know the right things. So, dude, thanks for being here, man. How's the launch been? Dude,
thanks for having me, Daxy. Dude, it's been crazy. And by the way, guys, Daxy's been to the office, so he's been to this location because we live very close to each other. But the launch has been killer, man. Like, I don't know how to gauge the success of it, but I just want people that want to be there. I don't care if it's 100 people. I don't care if it's 100,000. I just want people that want to be there and want to do the tough stuff to find success online.
Well, before we get into my questions, what did your old life look like that most people don't know about? And you can go in whatever pockets you want to go here, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. So when I got started, I was working for a fitness company, and our job was to create robust, like, we're crazy when it comes to product development. It's always been like something we're very passionate about. So we were building out a certification to teach people how to become personal trainers, right? Like, you want to become a personal trainer? We had the certification to do it. And that was our whole goal. We were working on this product and we were building it. And when we got done building it, we put everything we could into this thing, and we handed it off to the marketing department, and they didn't really know how to sell it. Like, they turned on some ads. It didn't really work. Like, we were sending them to a website, and it sucked because we put so much freaking time into this thing and no one was buying it. Like, no one knew what a funnel was. Like, I was doing operations at the time. Like, it was crazy. And I remember one night I was just sitting there and, with my colleague, and we're just sitting there and I'm just frustrated as shit. I remember going home and it was 3 a.m. We were at the office really late, trying to find ways. Okay, now how do we get this thing to work? Because it's we know how good it is, and no one's seeing it. So I went home and I was pissed. I was frustrated. One of those nights where you're just staring up at the ceiling fan. It's just, and you just can't sleep. And I pull out my computer and I start scrolling on Facebook just to see what's going on. And up pops this ad from Russell Brunson, who I had no idea. It was just this crazy ad. It was weird marketing experiments to increase conversions, traffic, and sales online. I remember almost word for word. And I click it and it brings me to a website, right? Which was a funnel, but I was none the wiser at the time. And I click this thing and he's instantly talking about hey, to sell products online, you need funnels, and here's a webinar funnel, and here's a VSL, and here's how, and I was just this is awesome. My brain just exploded, and I'm this is so cool. And I watched the presentation again. So it's it's a 90-minute presentation. It was 3 a.m. So it's 6 a.m. now, right? And I actually remember going straight into the office, and we had this giant whiteboard wall, and I started scribbling on the whiteboard wall, scribbling crazy. And everyone's dude, what the hell are you doing? I'm I know how to sell this thing. And they're really? I'm yeah, we're going to use a funnel. My main man, Russell, over here, he's dude, do a funnel. You're going to be good. I'm all right, the funnel's going to be. So I start crafting out what was a webinar funnel. And I call up one of our celebrity trainers who was the poster child. It was basically his training methods we codified into a course. And I'm hey, so-and-so, I need you, my business, my colleague and I, we created this webinar script. We need you to record it and send it back to us. He's yeah, man, dude, no problem. Records it, sends it back. We throw it in this funnel, right? And we're ready to rock and roll. Funnel's ready. It's tested as well as we think. I followed all the steps properly. I wish I could show you it, man. I still have that funnel. And the webinar's inside of it. And I go to the marketing department. I'm hey guys, listen, instead of running ads to a website, and because you guys don't really know what this funnel stuff is, and really neither did I at the time. I was like, start running ads to this funnel page. And they're like, all right. They start running ads and people start opting in, right? And people actually start opting in, and people showed up for the webinar. Like, we gave a webinar, it was like a live webinar. We gave the webinar, people showed up, and we're delivering the presentation. We're just sitting there like, yes, like people are on, people are watching this thing. And when we delivered to the offer, like nothing happened. And like 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, 30 minutes go by, webinar ends, and no one bought. Not a single person on the webinar bought. We had a good, decent amount of people on. And I just remember sitting there. I was like, God, like, damn it. And I just walked outside, dude. And I just walked down. We had like these steps down. I sat on the steps just pissed, just like cursing, like, it didn't work. This funnel stuff's crap. It doesn't work. Like, what the heck, man? And when I got over my moment, I went back inside and I was like, you know what? Let me just like click on the refresh button. And I clicked that refresh button, and it was our first sale for $7.97. Like, someone purchased. And I remember it completely changed my life, because I was just like living in the hum, which is where like a lot of people, we find ourselves. We're just living in the hum, just getting by. And it was at that moment, that first sale, I was like, holy shit, this worked. Like, this internet thing is real. And I was so sucked in at that moment that I walked in the next day and I quit. And I put my 2 weeks notice in, and I walked away from the security and comfort of a job, which was the scariest thing ever. If you're not scared of that, I would question it, because you should be scared. And I was scared, and I walked away. And for the next year straight, I ventured out on learning internet marketing and funnels and all this stuff, and just studied, practice. And when I felt like I was ready, I created an account on Upwork, got client or customers and projects, and projects turned to customers, and customers turned to repeat business into clients, until one very fortunate client of mine, who we became partners in it. That was the first massive win I was going for, and we did $1 million in 43 days. We were the fastest to hit the 2 Comma Club.
Boom. Just so you guys know. I'm just going to shout some people out here. What's up, Trish, Leto? If you guys are here, give me a hashtag live. I can't really see everyone who's here, but we got 13 people on. Thank you. Give me a hashtag live. I want to know, man, through that process.
Yeah.
What do you like personally, like what have been the attributes that you've kind of accumulated that has led to like your mindset to like, because I mean, sales funnels and stuff and like strategy, it's great. Like the frameworks is super important, but you could tell it to 2 different people and it won't hit the same,
Sure.
Because like the mindset's not right. So like, what are the things that you picked up that allowed you to transform to like be able to like get the results,
Yeah. So I personally think that entrepreneurship lives in each and every one of us, right? I personally feel like we all want to progress forward in something. It's how the human race has gotten so far, right? We had to hunt and gather and like survive. I feel like it's deep down, and I feel like there comes a moment in your life where it's pulled out of you, and it's at that moment where you have to either capitalize on it or you don't. And what kind of sucked it out of me was that moment. I saw the ad at the right time in my life when I needed it the most. When I was frustrated and pissed and angry as to why something wasn't working. And you get this inspiration at the right time. And it's up to you if you're going to seize it or let it go. And that's been kind of the thing with me. It's like I've been fortunate enough to where it's like I just became so obsessed with marketing, because I came to grips probably halfway through that in order to be successful online, you have to fall in love with marketing. It's one of the toughest things that even ClickFunnels, I use ClickFunnels if you guys know what that is. It's one of the toughest battles they have is you have to get people to fall in love with marketing, and it's hard to do. And I think the biggest thing that pulled it out for me was it just at that moment in my life, I just needed something more. And I was like tapped on the shoulder being like, hey dude, this is your time, go figure it out. And I just owned it because I knew and then you get that success, right? You get that little bit of success. There's no going back. The second you get your first sale online, there is no going back. You are like, I think I smashed my head through a wall. I was so pumped. And you got to see it through, because ultimately it's like that's the better life. And that's what it was for me. For everyone else, it's different. But for me personally, it was timing and probably where I was at in my life.
Gotcha. What's up, Josh? Josh 40's here. Dude, I love how you say, you said this in a post. You said create over publish, especially in the start, because it could be a complete distraction. And we've had this discussion late night at a bar here in Orlando. I'm not in Orlando right now, but yeah, down the street from you. There you go, guys. There's the views. There's his office. You could probably show the whole office. It's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Oh, man.
One day.
Yeah.
But you say how, and I agree with you a lot, even though like I have a content agency, I don't agree that everyone should publish it. It has to be at a certain point of your journey. It could be distraction at the start. Like, what are your opinions about that? What do you feel like most people are like thinking about that the wrong way?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I think a lot of this space is publish your face off, right? And let me just start by saying that that's really important, okay? That is important. Whoever is like gets behind publishing is correct. You need to publish. But the whole publish model depends on where you're at in your business, in my opinion. If you don't have anything yet, if you don't have a product or a platform to stand on, like publishing is a long model to follow. I mean, most people probably give up after like day 12 because no one's showing up to your lives. No one gives a shit about what you're saying. Like you're just throwing things on the wall and hoping something sticks. And then even when something sticks, it's like, what's the next step? Like what's your product? What's your platform that you can use to fulfill on it? And it's probably a discouraging model to people just starting out because it's in my opinion, it's busy work. It's like a distraction from what you should be focusing on. Because if I was starting out, I would be networking. I think networking with people and building relationships is a far better strategy when you're just beginning, because at the end of the day, guys, this is marketing. Okay. Marketing is no different than building relationships and actually giving a shit. It's caring, right? And when you go and you network and you build those relationships, that can propel your career so much further in the infancy stages. It's like the catalyst, right? And then focusing on networking and focusing on building something that actually solves a problem. Like God knows we need another freaking payment app out there, right? Like they don't solve problems anymore. Like you need to focus on something that solves a problem, build up what the market wants. And then at that point, come out of your cocoon and be like, guys, I'm here. Like I'm going to start publishing now because now I have shit to talk about, instead of just regurgitating everyone else and like trying to put your spin on it. I think you can make publishing good by actually doing the stuff that you should be doing, by actually implementing and executing on things you should be doing. And then when you publish, it's so unique. It's unique just to you. No one else has that story. I could publish about a client that I took to $4 million and no one else has that story. And now it's like, it's good content, right? Instead of just like me going reading a chapter out of like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad and like explaining it. It's like, you can do that. That's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, you want to make good content. That's how you separate yourself in this game. It's those good content moves that propel you forward instead of just kind of regurgitating. So publish is an effective model, but I think depending on where your business is at, there's better ways to do it, especially in the beginning. And to me, it's network, and create.
I love that network. Yeah. And you guys can see like Blake's been getting insane results. And even just now you're blowing up the publishing piece because it's the right time. And
it's time, right? Yeah. Like guys, go look at my personal, I don't publish. Like you can reach anyone on this live and I'll be, yeah, he really doesn't talk much. Like, I don't even know who the guy is until like 2 days ago. And then he like came out of nowhere type thing. Like I don't publish. I was busy doing shit. I was busy actually doing something that like to me was meaningful and provided value. And when I felt like I was ready, which happened like a day ago, it's time to blow this space up. And that's my strategy, is building something that matters and then start publishing about it.
Yeah. And I kind of want to dive deeper on the relationship piece and the networking, because that's something I've seen like from looking at afar of kind of like everyone starting up in the ClickFunnels space and trying to start their own business and like get more clients, whatever. Something that's worked for me is the relationship piece that I don't see a lot of people implement. And I think you said it too. People don't recommend you because you have the best product or service. It's because they recommend you because they like you. Yep. And it's like their friends like you. And it's like a circle thing.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. At the end of the day, like some of the smartest people on this planet get no love. They get no love. They have the best products, the best services. They get no love. Because at the end of the day, I think people just first off, people want to be entertained. It's the reality of it. People want to be entertained. And also you recommend people you have a relationship with, right? Like Daxy, if you and me have a relationship and there's someone better than me, and you might know someone's better than me, and I have a better relationship.
You don't remember them.
You're going to come to me and go to Blake, even though I'm not the best. because I took time to build a relationship with you. We're humans. We're emotional beings. It's our biochemistry. We attach. We socialize. If you and me have a relationship, even if you know someone's better and is an asshole, you're going to recommend me. That's how it works. So like building relationships, like actually caring about people is, oh my God, it's the number one strategy I would attribute to most of my success thus far, is actually caring about other people. And when you come from a place of true care, of true servitude, right? People know. They know when you're full of it. They know when you're trying to pull one over on them, or if you're trying to just like sneak your way in and act like you care. And then they know if you like genuinely care. And it's when you genuinely care, it's a different story. And like that's what I've done. That's what I found success with this Facebook group launch, which I'll come talk about it, in a few weeks when I'll break out the whole strategy. I send personal voice messages for a favor and personal voice messages for a thank you. It was hours and hours and hours of work just because that's how much I care. One person doing me a favor and posting for me, I'm on with them. Dude, John, listen, I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart how much that meant. Like, you might think that was a small part in this. You are a massive role. And you care because like someone's helping you, and you show reciprocity on how much that means to you. Like this Facebook launch, in my opinion, would not have been as massive a success as I look at it if I didn't have each and every one of those people inside of that group that actually cared. And that's the difference maker, in my opinion.
Yeah. And a lot of people undervalue, especially for content launches, like a lot of our clients do it, like just the one-on-one outreach. People will respond way more, and it's just, it just works better like that.
It does.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. I'm reading this book called Ego is the Enemy from Ryan Holiday. And it talks about like the 3 stages of just in life. You want to aspire to get something, you achieve it, and then there's failure. And usually that cycle happens because there's ego involved. It's not because like, you don't have good intentions throughout the whole way. You're not just being honest. And it resonated with me, what you just said too. Like, so when people ask me, or they're like, I want to start this podcast idea. Usually the first thing I ask them is like, hey, are you going to be doing this a year from now, 6 months from now? Cause then that's usually when they quit, because they don't have that longevity in mind. They don't have that long-term focus. They're just publishing for the sake of publishing. So can we talk a little bit about, cause I know this is super important. Results. Like you preach like results over everything. You had to talk about this at a mastermind recently in Orlando. Could you kind of riff on that a little bit? I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. So, I always preach kind of like one of my stilts on what I truly believe in is you have to go for wins.
Oh, shout out to Jake Leslie, by the way.
What up, Jake? Oh, you riff-raff in here, I see, huh? You don't know what I mean. So you got to go for wins, right? At the end of the day, stop worrying about how much money. Look, I think when a lot of us start online and we get our first little bit of success, we start wanting money. We're like, oh man, I can make money. Like, right? Like we stop forgetting why we started this to change lives, and we start looking at how big our bank account can grow. And that is one of the fastest ways to get beat in this industry, for someone to leapfrog you. If you change your mentality from how much can I make to how much can I make someone else, your entire world will change instantly. And it wasn't until that moment that I started doing that everything changed. I stopped looking about how many clients can I get? How many clients can I get? How many can pay me money? And I was like, forget this. Like, let me make everyone a massive win, because honestly, when I got my first sale, Daxy online, I felt like I won. And that feeling that was inside of me, I can't replicate it. There's nothing I could do. But all I knew from that is that if everyone else experienced that there's no greater feeling than like being inspired, right? It's an amazing feeling. Does it fade? Sure. But there's an amazing feeling to feel inspired. And when you focus on wins and you focus on getting results for other people, and that's your main focus, I'm going to make you $1 million or I'm going to die trying, period. The second you make that person $1 million, the second you generate 5,000 leads for that client, the second you have a successful Facebook launch for that person, everyone is knocking on your door. No longer are you hopping on the phone and pressing people to work with you. They're hopping on the phone to press you to work with them. And everything changes. Like, you'll have to close your doors because of how many people want to work with you. I'll go make if I can make someone successful in e-commerce, I'll have people knocking on my door wanting to pay me tens of thousands of dollars because they want a webinar funnel. They're not even the same vein of things, but they don't care because like, dude, I saw what you did for that person. Like, can you do it for me? And it changes everything. So I urge anyone out there right now, if you're starting a business, if you're growing a business, stop It's not about you anymore, okay? It's about the result you can get for someone else. And when you start operating like that and you have integrity and consistency on that path, you are going to crush it in this space. You will be on top of the top, the creme de la creme, plant your flag on Mount Olympus, and you'll be sitting with the Greek gods because that's how fast you can catapult your career.
Yeah. I think of results as like the insurance for success. Like as long as you get results, it'll just keep you in the game.
That's all that matters.
And I think a lot of the people who are the loudest out there in the markets, Grant Cardone, a lot of the other people, they just teach sales, which is so important, right? But it's not just a dollar. It's like, can you actually fulfill on your promise that you're giving people, you know?
People can sell, right? Like people can sell. People are very persuasive people. What I see a lot of people fail as fulfillment. You can sell snake oil, right? You can whatever if you have to sell anything, but like can you fulfill on your promise? I think a lot of people lack on that.
Awesome. So that kind of ties into I want to ask, because you said this before too, the best way to learn is from experience, or at least in some instances, experience, not courses, and that kind of ties into what we were just saying, right? Yeah. I think if you truly want to learn something, if you want to master a skill, you gotta go out there and do it and go fall on your face 1,000 times. Look, it sucks. Anyone that tells you failing's fun, it's not fun. It's not. It's the difference between when you fail, do you dwell on it or do you move forward? Gary Vee says it the best. Like, let everyone else dwell on your failures for you. Like, worry about your wins. If you worry about your wins and you go for speed, everyone's going to fucking focus on your failure. You're going to be the one that's moving so fast because you just don't care. And I feel like the best way to go become an absolute animal at your craft is getting out there and doing it. Go do the things. Look, courses are great. Don't get me wrong. Courses are there to expedite the process, to help you in specific avenues, to teach you a few things. But at the end of the day, an online course is not going to put money in your bank account. An online course, if it's good, will give you the tools and the resources you need to go out there and crush it. Like if you're about to go build a skyscraper, if you took a good online course, it's going to give you the tool belt that you need to walk out the building and start hammering away. A crappy online course might give you a hammer and 3 nails. A good online course will give you everything, tape measure and everything. But at the end of the day, if you don't go apply it, you just wasted all of your money. Like you have to go apply. And the best way to go apply is to go do all of the uncomfortable shit that no one wants to do. Yeah. That's why and I've had that huge epiphany this year. Like I probably bought one course this year and I actually did it because I only bought one. Yeah. What's up, Paige? What's up, Dave? If you guys have any questions for Blake while he's on here, his time is super precious right now. So drop them below. Join his Facebook group. It's up. I'm going to be in there a lot.
It's a circus in there. I love it, man. Everyone's engaging. Everyone's hanging out. Everyone's asking questions. I released a program in there, and people are posting. They're done. They have funnels launched already, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw Jackson's post. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. So I love it, guys. We're having a good time there hanging out. I have like 10 hours of comment answering today, but you got to care.
Gotcha. Well, Allie asked a question I posted yesterday. Allie Boyd.
What's up, Allie?
So she asked, when a funnel isn't converting as I'll ask after. When a funnel isn't converting as high as you would like, what's the first thing you look to tweak? She said she doesn't know where she would start to boost conversions, whether it's headline, copy, layout.
So yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I think that's the number one thing that happens. People launch a funnel and nothing happens and they're like, shit, what do I do? Great question. So the first thing I do is I call it funnel bottlenecks, kind of a term for it, funnel bottlenecks. And I rise above the entire system and I look down from a bird's eye view and I start at the traffic source and I end at the fulfillment level, right? If your funnel is not converting, you can probably get rid of the fulfillment level and you just need to look at what's happening at each point and find the bottleneck. Are people clicking the ads? Okay, ad might not be a thing. Are people opting into your funnel? Opt-in might not be a thing. You have to see where things are failing, and that's what I focus my attention on first. And the thing about online marketing and stuff, it's tough, right? Like one variable could make all the difference. It's a house of cards. Like you could have the right offer in front of the wrong market, nothing happens. Right offer, right market, but you don't have the proper headline, nothing happens. So just see whether you're starting at the ad alley, if you're starting at the ad level or the funnel level, just take note of where are things breaking? Is no one opting in? Then you probably have a problem with your headline. Like, because no one's taking action. No one's curious enough to take action. Or you have a problem with your offer. No one likes the offer doesn't match the message. So just the first step in all this, to be very tactical, is find where the bottleneck is and then focus your attention there first.
Cool. Perfect. Great answer, dude. Launching a sales funnel, is it easy or is it not easy? It's hard as shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, look, guys, let me take that back. Launching a funnel can be easy. Anyone can tie a funnel up, rig it together, grab it, put in some copy.
A successful funnel, I meant. Yeah.
Launch a successful funnel, not so easy. I've said this before. If it was, we would probably beaches would be closed because we'd be sipping pina coladas and Mai Tais, hanging out, living the laptop lifestyle. But that's not the case. Very few people have that, okay? Like, very few people have a moderately to high successful funnel because it's hard, okay? But because it's hard means it's so worth it, all right? Because if it's hard, a lot of people are going to give up. That's just the reality of it. Like, most people lack ambition. It's a sad thing, but most people do. And when one hiccup comes, they give up. If you have the grit and the tenacity, you launch a funnel and figure out, twist some knobs, turn some screws, like change and tweak some things, you will find a way to make it work. You just have to hang in long enough until you make it work. So yes, launching a successful funnel, it's very difficult, but is it worth it? More than anything in the world.
It kind of reminds me, I've been really into David Goggins lately. Mm-hmm. He did a video on Instagram. He was running outside. It was 100 degrees out, like crazy humidity. And this guy came up to him in a car and he was like, "What the hell are you doing out here? Are you crazy?" He's like, "I'm out here because you're not out here." And I love that mentality.
Mark Cuban, work like someone's going to work 24 hours to take it all from you or something like that. Yeah. Look, it's as old as time. Work is the key to success. There's no app to substitute work, period.
Love it. Goostin, what's up? Goostin's son.
What's up, man?
Dude, so what's coming up, dude, with the group? Like, give some people tease some people here.
Yeah, so I treat the group. I've been treating the group like that's my family now. Like, that group is my family. I'm
freedom
cool.
Fighters, dude. Is there swag coming out, man?
Yeah, we'll have swag. Like, we'll have it eventually. I got some cool things I want to do for the group because how much they mean to me. The group right now, the whole point is I want to serve. Once again, nothing's changed. It's my integrity. It's my consistency.
Yeah, that dollar offer. Insane,
dude. We put blood, sweat, and tears behind that thing. Like,
yeah, and you say too, like I think you said this earlier in your live. You're like, the easier something looks, the harder it was to make, which is super interesting. Yeah. The easier something looks, like if you go into an online course and you're like, this is hard, it's because this shit was probably slapped together last minute, phoned in by experts, and it just came out like I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like, if you leave an online course or a program and you're like, wow, that was easy, it's because the creators work their faces off to organize the information in a way that was intuitive and seamless as you go through the process, which is, in my opinion, a massive competitive advantage in this space because I don't feel like a lot of people take time to do that. But I've had people come out and be like, dude, that was so easy, I'm launched. And I want people to feel like it's so easy that they're cheating, that they're like, how did I do that? It's because, look, guys, we take time on developing really good product. Like, if I had video of the planning process of that, there's times I wanted to jump out that window because to just figure this stuff out is tough. So yeah, when something feels easy, like really easy, it's because it was really hard to create. So yeah, launched that, gave that away for $1, sold out of 250 of them in 3 hours. We're now like 600 of them. I don't know when to turn it down. Like, it was real urgency. Like I'm like, I had the group vote, like, guys, do you want to keep this on or do I charge the 300 like I said I was? They're like, keep it at $1 for the new members. So eventually I'm going to jack it back up, but for now, anyone can get it. But the idea behind the group, Daxy, is just provide value. Help people get successes and get on the correct path that they need to find the financial freedom or the travel freedom or the escape the 9-to-5 freedom that they're looking for. Because everyone's definition is different, and I want to give everyone their own definition of it. Yeah, I'm just ready for some Blake content, guys. Paige says, I'm in it for the swag. I'm seriously inspired by what you're doing. Thank you. Boom. I appreciate that, Paige. Yeah, we my business partner and I, we discussed some cool things we're going to do. Colton, my main man, Colton, Steve's like right-hand man. Colton Woods? Yeah. He, funny enough, he sends me a message on Instagram. He goes, dude. I was like, what, man? He goes, I almost took all of your shirts. I go, what? He's like,
yeah, man, I almost took all of your shirts. Like, and he showed me, he's like, I'm at ShipZoom and all these boxes, like, I thought they were ours because we do the same thing. And he like opened them up and he showed everyone. I'm like, all right, man. He's like, can I have one? I'm like, dude, you, Steve, and Austin, go take a shirt right now. If you wear it, cool. If not, no worries. But like, yeah, we got some cool things we're gonna do with some gear, and really, show a token of appreciation to the group.
Nice. You know Matt at ShipZoom?
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he CEO. Yeah, we do his podcast. It's super interesting.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, but it's like it's a relationship podcast. It's called Husband-in-Law. So his wife.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's super interesting. But yeah, just so you guys know, you can make content about anything. Cool, dude. So I have some rapid fire questions just to let people know a little bit more about you. And I'm just curious. Don't punch the screen. Crap. What is your favorite book of all time?
.com Secrets.
Boom. I like that. That's a recent one too. Wow. That's going to be a legendary book, I feel like.
Russell Brunson, baby.
Yeah. I should probably, Expert Secrets is more, I found I had more impact in that, but I should probably read .com Secrets.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, there's so many good books. I mean, but yeah, I'd have to that's probably my favorite.
As far as like what happened after you read it, like the transformation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Do you ever plan on writing a book?
One day. When I'm ready. I am not ready to write a book.
Yeah. It's a lot of work for sure. And you got to have your whole, like, everything in place.
I don't have it yet. I'll get there one day, but it's not there yet.
Yeah. Was he your biggest mentor, Russell?
Biggest mentor? Oh man. Yeah, probably Russell. Russell was probably the biggest. And then, Mike Dillard's been a big inspiration to me. Dean Graziosi, Frank Kern. I mean, they're all like my buds now. So, yeah, all of them. They're the figureheads of marketing, man. That's Mount Rushmore right there.
Yeah, cool. What are you currently obsessed with, dude? I think I asked you this.
I don't think I had an answer other than work.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh.
I'm massively obsessed with funnels, man. That's just been ever since I was like slammed in the face with that. It's just sucked my body away. And now I'm massively obsessed with that. So that's the new thing that's just plagued my brain. So who knows what's going to happen.
Boom. All right, Facebook fam. We have one question here. Mio Drag says, what one thing would you have done differently if you can go back at the start of your journey? How far back? I don't know, but what would you have done differently?
Focus.
I love that.
The ones that win, guys, are you don't. And I learned I was wrong on this too when I thought so. It's not throwing 1,000 things on the wall and seeing what sticks. It's doing one thing you so desperately have passion for and beating it dead until it works. And when you focus on that and you do nothing else, you will win. A lot of the times we don't like to focus. We like to do a few different things because I think it's an insecurity we have as entrepreneurs to being like, what ship is going to go further so I can jump to it and then ride that. And that is a losing.
It's a short-term mentality.
Yeah, because it's like we're nervous. Like, which one's going to make me more money, make me more success? I have these 3 awesome things, and I don't know. But like, you're forgetting that you're separating your time by each additional idea you bring into play. Scratch everything from the plate right now. Go with the one thing you own, even if it's going to suck and be hard and be difficult. Go with that, own it, and you will find success if you don't give up.
Yeah, like. It doesn't make, and I've kind of learned more and more speaking with smart people like you and other people, like the best things compound and it only gets better over long periods of time. Like nothing will just be like amazing in the start and then just stay that way. My
advice would be go after the thing that scares you most. And it's going to scare you. And it's going to suck. And you're going to want to give up 1,000 times. And you're going to hate it. And you're going to cry. And you're going to be miserable. But that's why it's going to be worth it when you succeed. I
love it. Dude, guys, go join his group. He's going to be much more active in there. He's going to be active in there today. Ask him your questions. Be engaged. Pick up his $1 offer, which is still up today, right?
Yeah, it's still up. There's like, I have 1,000 coupon codes for it. We're at like 700 left or 300 left.
Okay. I have it somewhere in the description, the Facebook group. Click join. Blake, appreciate it, bro. I'm going to end the broadcast. Guys, give me #value down below or #freedom actually, if you like this. #freedom fighter. Boom. Let's go. We'll catch you in the future. Peace out.
Daxy. See you guys.
Yeah. Yo, guys, you actually made it to the end of the episode. So, you know what that means.
I actually don't know what that means. But did you guys know that I actually stream all these podcast interviews live in my Facebook group? That's pretty crazy, right? So if you want to get these awesome people that are on my show to answer your questions live, then please join the Facebook group, because a lot of my guests, like, they would charge thousands of dollars an hour for their time. So you can find a link to my Facebook group in the show notes, or just go into Facebook and type in Podcast Success Secrets. If you have any questions you want me to answer or any guests you want me to get on the show, please ask them in the Facebook group. Okay, I think we're done now.